Weapons hot and one-liners at the ready, recruits. This ain't just some summer blockbuster vacation. This is the real deal. You've been chosen as part of an elite task force for the month of action. Now when those bullets start to fly and everything around you is up in flames, don't you lose your nerve. Remember who you are. You're the toughest, craziest, most resourceful sons of bitches to ever lace them up. We don't wait for backup and we damn sure don't retreat. Now strap your asses in and get ready for the drop. Oh, and one more thing. Before you pull that trigger, tell them John Mortis sent you.
Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied. Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. I'm shoot you between the balls.
The disease, and I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one. Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast, Month of Action! I am one of your hosts, Charlie, and I had to go way back in time 257 times to try to save Pete, and I just couldn't do it, so I said, fuck it, I'm going to find another co-host, and I found two, so let's introduce the first one. We have Derrick from Bad Movies, Worst People. See, I got it this time. I got the title of the show right on the first try.
Right, here I am.
That's right. Go back in time. Do it again, Charlie. Go back in time. Do it again, Charlie. And next to him on my screen, we are an international show today. Not only are we on opposite ends of the United States continent, we've now included the Great White North. We've got Captain Steve from Bucket of Chum podcast. What's happened, Captain?
Not much. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm very excited to fucking talk about this movie.
That's it. Now, if I had Anna and Pete here, this would be like Captain, and Captain, because they now said that they're captains. I don't know who gave them that promotion still. I'm not 100% sure on that, but no. No, I wanted, like normal, when I do Month of Action, I try to mix things up a little bit. And I really like throwing in a bit more modern action movie fodder into it. So I was like, okay, I've got my Arnold in, B Action's doing a lot of classic stuff. And, we did Robin Hood early on. And I was like, man, what's a good modern action movie? And I'm like, done that one, done this one, done that one. And I'm like, what's that fucking movie I've never watched and everyone talks about with Tom Cruise? And I was like, oh yeah, Live, Die, Repeat. Let me find that movie. That movie doesn't exist because it's called fucking Edge of Tomorrow. And then I found that one. And then I was like, why does it say Live, Die, Repeat in giant words and then Edge of Tomorrow at the bottom? And then I finally read that they went, yeah, apparently someone in marketing went, Edge of Tomorrow sucks. Let's just call it Live, Die, Repeat. But if anyone asks us, we're going to say it's the tagline. And I'm like, your tagline can't be bigger than the title of your movie. You're going to confuse
that's
people.
not how that fucking works.
Like Charlie. Yeah, I got confused really bad about this movie.
Because it was like kind of a bomb in America. So they were like, well, how do we get people to rent it anyway or buy it anyway? Let's pretend we changed the title without actually changing the title.
Yeah, I was reading some of the titles, and I bought the 4K because I knew we were going to cover it. I have a funny story about this as well, but at least this one, I believe it more to be the tagline because, Edge of Tomorrow's the top.
Yeah.
And then it's Live, Die, Repeat, Live, Die. I'm like, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But everywhere else you see it, it's like the big ass movie poster. Live, Die, Repeat. Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, Edge of Tomorrow. You know, that's
Like I've always, like, especially around the era this came out, I was like, I considered myself pretty up to date on stuff that was coming out, but I was like, what's this Live Die Repeat? Didn't Tom Cruise just make that movie? It was called Edge of Tomorrow. Like, I 100% thought there was 2 movies.
well, I remember
Yeah.
briefly in this era that I went, what fucking movie is this? Because I remembered Oblivion, which was also very sci-fi.
Yeah.
Basically it's live action Wall-E. I love Oblivion. Tom Cruise is Wall-E in that.
Me too. That movie's fucking
yeah.
great.
It's great. And so I was like, well, wait, no, it can't be. Tom Cruise wouldn't have done 2 sci-fi movies back to back, basically. I'm like, no, I have to be thinking of Oblivion. There's another movie. I'm going to tell everybody right now, this is a first time watch for Charlie. I picked a movie that I had never seen, but every time it's either got brought up or I mention it or someone else talks about it, they give it glowing reviews. And we'll get into the histories in a second. I do have a trailer. Anna, this is not the American trailer, even though it's in English. I grabbed the international because the American one is 2.5 fucking minutes long. International's barely over a minute, baby. They know, them damn Canadians know what they're doing. I don't think it was the Canadian trailer, but we're an international show, international trailer. That's how we're gonna sell this right now.
I don't think they call the Canadian trailer international. Like, most people would be like, "Oh, that's international now," but Canadian trailer, they're just like, "That's a North American trailer. We'll just go with that."
Okay, the North American. All right, I can probably do that.
Yeah.
Even though the guys I stream with over on the Action Elite, like 90% of them are from Canada, and we'll get talking about shit like, what was the name of that movie? Like, we'll be talking about Lionheart, and they're like, no, it's called AWOL. And I'm like, no, it's fucking no, it's called Lionheart. Like, no, it's called AWOL because he went AWOL. It's like, it's Lionheart because he's named Lionheart. And yeah, so there's still weird like names and movie releases, and also your rating system in Canada is weird. Okay, like R is restricted. I don't want to do math to figure out if I'm old enough. So, here we go. Edge of Tomorrow.
This is not the end. The invasion will fail. We lose everything. How do I know this? I live the same day over and over.
Get down! Come find me when you wake up!
You do know what's happening to me.
What happened to you happened to me. You hijacked their power.
How do I control it?
You have to die. Every day.
Keep coming here and I'll train you. Again! Your leg's broken.
No, I'm good.
Then we better start over.
Oh, come on! I'm not a soldier.
Of course you're not. You're a weapon. They want to conquer the rest of the world.
We are not equipped for what's out there.
How many times have we been here? What are you not telling me?
See? Simple. I don't need an extra minute in 15
You
seconds.
really don't. Like, that trailer literally tells you exactly what you need to know to go into the movie and like what kind of movie it is. That's it. We literally don't need anything else.
But it didn't give you the beginning, the middle, and the end, so you're not surprised when you go. That's what we want from trailers, right? That's what I keep
saw
seeing.
that in the trailer.
Apparently. Yeah.
Where the fuck is Thor? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know. This one's
my
going
wife
to
won't
be.
even watch trailers anymore. We go to the movies and she's just like la 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 la. Like,
That's Pete. Pete.
They've gotten
fucking hates
so
trailers.
bad.
Yeah,
So bad. Like, it used to be exciting to see a trailer come out, and now it's hard to have that excitement because it's like, okay, I'm excited to see what this movie's going to look like, but are they also going to fucking tell me everything in the trailer and just ruin it for me? Like, it's always like a 50-50 shot now.
I call it red hulking.
Yeah,
because of that Captain America movie where they're like, look what's going to happen. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that movie anyway, so it wasn't even worth the wait. That's the problem with most of these modern things. They do all that, and it's still not worth it to even go. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we got Edge of Tomorrow. I'm itching to talk about this movie, so let's do our histories real quick. Steve, what's your history with Edge of Tomorrow? Did you see this when it came out?
I didn't see it in theaters when it came out, but like immediately after when it came out on Blu-ray, I saw it. I had a friend who had seen it in theater, and he fucking raved about it. Like he absolutely loved it. So as soon as I saw it was on Blu-ray, picked it up, watched it, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So that was like back in 2014, 2015 when it came out.
Yeah, that's fair. Derrick, what about you, bud? When did you first see or hear about this?
I don't think I saw it in theaters. I remember seeing the trailers constantly, but at the time I was like, "Yeah, it's Tom Cruise." He hadn't done all the good Mission Impossibles yet, except for that first one. So I wasn't back
Part
on him
2's
yet,
awesome.
You know?
John Woo, baby.
Yeah, it's John Woo. But so I didn't see it in theaters, I don't think, but I did see it shortly after it came out, like Steve, and then I bought it on Blu-ray, and then I bought it on 4K. But today was my day of opening that 4K that I bought like a year and a half ago. So
that's fair.
This is the way.
Yeah. I've got you beat though. So yeah, I think I remember seeing the trailers for this when it first came out, like 2014 we're talking about. And then completely out of my head for probably the next 8 years. Never thought about it, never saw it. Bought it in one of those bargain bins at Walmart, and it was just the DVD. But it was like $3.74, like that weird number they put on those. So I was like, oh, okay, Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt. It looks like they got exoskeleton armor on them. I kind of remember a preview. This Live, Die, Repeat looks awesome. Bought the DVD, took it home, put it in my shop, never fucking touched it. Never touched it until this year. I want to pick a movie, and I go, every time I hear someone talk about that movie, they talk really good about it. That's a new movie, and I like Tom. I'm a Tom Cruise fan. I love me some Tom Cruise movies. Not that weird bullshit, Vanilla Sky garbage and Eyes Wide, whatever. But I like action Tom Cruise. So I was like, I'm gonna pick this movie, and then I was like, well, let's see what's coming up. What have we covered? And I got Erasers 4K came out, which we did at the beginning of month of action. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that 4K. You know what? I don't have Nemesis for B Action on Blu-ray. Let me order that. Fuck it. Let me look up Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, and I bought the 4K. So technically, I've still never watched that DVD that I paid $3 and something for. And I literally watched this last night as of recording for the first time in the 12 years it's been out. And I fucking loved it. And I don't know what the hell's wrong with me and why I slept on this movie. This is everything I love. I've been, these guys are in the Discord that we're all part of with Dissect That Film. And we do the what are you watching going on. It was like a couple weekends ago, I was watching Elysium, because I fucking love Neil Blomkamp. That whole world that he has built, his trilogy, I fucking love it. And I'm watching this movie going, you could have told me Neil did this movie and I probably would have believed you. It doesn't have the same social
I was gonna say,
message.
yeah, not enough oppression.
Not enough oppression. A little.
Yeah.
But it's also like I could actually see where he would probably say no, because it is basically District 9 and Elysium smashed together, and just add more Tom Cruise, not running, but running in a robot suit, which I don't know how that counts for the Tom Cruise running meme, because now he's in a suit. I don't know.
Yeah, he can't do his Matrix run that he usually does.
Yeah, he can't do that. I mean, the motherfucker can run better than Steven Seagal anyway. But yeah, so this was a first time watch for me for a movie I've owned for almost 5 years and only just watched, and I'm fucking glad I picked it. Like, damn, I've slept on another movie that I had no reason not to. It wasn't I don't really care for Tom Cruise, or this doesn't look like it interests me, or you go on IMDb and it's ranked like 4 or 5. This is like damn near an 8 everywhere you go whenever you're looking it up, and you're just like, why did, and I still feel like people are sleeping on this. I feel like there's
It
still
is
quite a few people.
criminally underrated, this movie. Like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Not enough people talk about this movie. I think it's like very underrated. I think they've been talking about doing a sequel for a while now, but I'm almost at the point now where so I'm kind of at the point now where I'm just like, I feel like it's just been too long. We maybe don't need a sequel to this movie because like I feel like they won. So
if they do one, they might not have Tom Cruise. He hasn't announced anything, but have you guys happened to see the trailer for the new movie he's doing, Digger?
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I knew that he had just done one.
So I'm excited for that movie because now I like Tom Cruise and I love Inarritu. But the trailer, we saw it in the theater. It's a career retrospective of Tom Cruise followed by one scene, like one shot from Digger. And that's the trailer for Digger. So I'm like, is this going to be it? Is he like, I'm going to do my big, like, Oscar winning art type of film towards like after I've finished Mission Impossible and stuff and now I'm out? Because I think he was planning on dying doing Mission Impossible because I've seen those stunts. And he never did. So he's like, I guess
I think he's tried to die in all of them. I've seen all of those stunts. Although I haven't watched the last two. What I want to do is watch it in one go. And I just haven't had the time to sit. I might do that tonight, actually.
That's kind of what I did, except for I watched them all, and then I watched 7, whatever, Dead Reckoning. But then when the last one came around, I was like, I said something to my wife. I was like, should we watch them all again? And she just gave me a look, and I was like, okay, we won't watch them all again.
Can we start at Fallout? Can we just start there? Because we got to see Henry Cavill cock his arms, and then we can go from there. Well, it's like when the first one came out, I didn't get to go open it because I was going to. I'm a huge Mission Impossible fan. I wanted to go to the theater and watch it, and I didn't get a chance. And then the guys, we were all talking, and they were doing like little mini reviews, and they go, "Oh yeah, it's a 2-parter." And I went, "Well, then I don't feel bad that I didn't go watch it because I fucking hate that. I hate 2-parter movies that I've got to wait a year or more to get the conclusion to."
I mean, I will say, not that it matters now, but there is like a loose thread at the end, but it still just kind of ends like, yeah, you're expecting another movie, kind of like you always were, but they do pretty much wrap up that story.
Okay.
So, I mean, like,
they do
there is one loose thread that's connected. Yeah.
They interconnect after 4?
Yeah.
Like the first 4 kind of almost standalone missions with a tiny little thread. And then afterwards they take off. 3 still garbage. I don't care what anybody says.
Basically, once Christopher McQuarrie took over, they all kind of are the same thing. And speaking of him, wrote this movie. I think this might be where they met. I don't know.
I don't know if they met here or if they actually met doing the Mission Impossibles. There was a shit ton of trivia on IMDb. Like I was like skimming it, just seeing if something jumped out at me that was interesting. And there was a few little tidbits, but this movie, I knew what to expect. Because I think what everyone else understands is it's sci-fi Groundhog's Day. Tom Cruise is going to relive the same day over and over and over again. And at first, this may have been what turned me off originally. Does that mean I got to watch the same fucking scene all through the movie to where I am just sick of it? Because I love Groundhog's Day. I love Bill Murray. But if I had to hear that goddamn alarm clock anymore by the time I'm almost done with that movie, I'm just ready. I don't even want an alarm clock anywhere near my house. But I'll give this movie a lot of credit. They do it correctly by kind of changing where he's repeating, but they change where they start as far as story wise. You're not always being woke up with "Get up, maggot." It'll jump to he's meeting JSOC, or he'll jump to rolling under the truck, which hands down funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
That's so goddamn good.
That's actually a note I took. It's much later in the movie when they're in the van and everything, and they go to the farmhouse and they're doing all that. It's really nice that at a certain point, because they do the repeat thing, but they do it quick cuts,
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice that at that point he's talking about like, we've never made it this far. And then he's like, "Oh, there's a shirt over there that'll fit you," or whatever. And she's like, okay, dude, how many times have we been here? So it's a nice way to show you like this has happened and happened and happened without having to go all the way back to the beginning. They just work it into the dialogue, and it works really well.
I'm glad you wrote that down. And we're not. I know I say this all the time. We're not going to walk through the movie. This is a movie that if we walk through it, we would just be like, oh yeah, so he wakes up, does this, and this, dies. All right, back to square one. We go there. Anna would kill me because she edits this stuff. So honestly, we can jump around as much as we can, but you're bringing up that point because you're right. It's about 3/4 of the way through the movie, and as the audience, we're so used to this repeat, and we get to this point and we're hearing new conversations. They just got past that because she talks about the trailer. You didn't disconnect the trailer. So we're thinking, oh, this is all they got by with the trailer. Oh, this is new. But then he'll drop like, yeah, you talk about this person, you talk about that person. Okay, well, maybe he's gotten this far. And then he gets to the house and you think, oh, we're on fresh page. What's happening? We have no idea. And the way they slowly reveal that he has done this over and over and over again, you're just like, holy shit. That's good writing.
Yeah.
That's just really well planned, good writing right there. Because that one caught me. That one I was like, probably mouth open, like, what? Oh shit. And because I was even thinking, so there's this whole thing where they go to that and there's a helicopter and her mind, helicopter, get there faster, let's do it, find the keys to it. So they're doing this whole thing and he keeps like, no, let's go back over here. It's almost dark. Let's go over here. And so he tells her that every time you get in that helicopter, you die. We've done this a lot, basically, like over and over and over again. And he's tried it 100 times. I'm sitting there going, well, then why did you not blow it up? Like, take it out of the equation immediately. There's fucking mimics 100 yards from him in the field. So if he blows it up, the mimics still come. So even in my own headcanon, it doesn't work because they thought it through that far on why he can't do things or why it fails at certain points. And then there are some loosey-goosey things with the plot. I mean, it's fine. It's repeating. It's sci-fi. But even in my brain where I was like, well, why do you keep going to the farmhouse then? Why do you keep, and it's like, he's tried it all. He has tried it all and failed every fucking time. And it's about that point watching it where I go, why are we just following the same route over and over again? And then boom, the movie does the same thing where he walks in to see her and he's like, nah, I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to flip the script.
It's really cool when he's like, I mean, so I think they're following the same track because he knows they need that helicopter because they think they have to get to Germany at that point. So he's like, we got to get to fucking Germany.
It's only way they're getting to the dam. Yeah.
Yeah. But then also like when he decides not to take her along because he's tired of watching her die. First of all, it's really good acting for Tom Cruise because you can see like his character is falling in love with this character basically because they're spending so much time together. But he's watched her die hundreds of times, which she complains about with this other guy that she knew before when she had the power.
Hendricks or Henderson or something like that.
Yeah, Hendricks. I remember because I was like, I could use a gin.
Yeah.
But like he decides to leave her behind and then the aliens fuck with him. Like it's pretty intense because I was like, I couldn't remember what happened. It's been probably 6 years since I watched this, but I was like, how's he gonna get out of this now? Because they know he's got the power, so like he leaves her behind, and now he's alone, and they're just like poking at him and fucking with him.
It's so kind of well thought, and it's the only downside for me, only seeing this movie once. So now I've got all of these individual scenes, and you're kind of like, where was that in the movie? Where was this part in the movie? But to give anyone, like, I'm hoping, trust me, we normally don't give a shit about spoilers. If you haven't watched this movie, I really recommend you just go ahead and watch it right now and then come back and listen to us ramble because we're not going to make any sense tonight if you have never seen it. Like none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because how many times you hear us say, and then Tom Cruise died is going to confuse you.
Wait till we get to the body count in this episode. It's going to be interesting. Okay. Let's just say Charlie made new rules for this movie on body count. But just so we can do a little bit, so we can establish for some of the people that maybe saw it but haven't seen it forever. I will say there was quite a few things, me not knowing or even bothering to go back and watch the trailer again, that I kind of felt like I was just walking into a brand new movie. Like, I saw the name on the marquee of a theater and I walked in. I didn't see the poster. I didn't see anything. I didn't see who was in it, aside from Tom Cruise. I walk in. The smile on my face when I saw Bill Paxton, dude.
Yeah.
I was so fucking excited. I was like, holy shit, he's in here. Like, I love it. And I'm pretty sure that's Candyman, right? That's constantly calling him.
No, it's not. The guy
it's
looks
the
like
other guy,
Candyman.
the guy
Yeah.
from The Rock.
He looks like Tony Todd, but he's not. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was actually going to write his name down because of that, and then I forgot to go back. Terrence Maynard is his name.
That's the name.
He's just credited as Cruel Sergeant.
Yeah, the Get Up Maggot guy.
Literally today when I was watching it, I mistook him for Tony Todd until I got a second look at him. I'm like, no, that's not fucking Tony Todd.
He could have been a body
thing.
He could have been a body and face double for Tony Todd, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not a huge role, but Bill Paxton's Kentucky, drill sergeant character. I think that's one of the good things about having to relive and see these moments over and over again, because I'll be honest, I never got tired of listening to him, because those were some of my favorite things. Because he had that speech prepared, and when Tom Cruise starts fucking with it after the first couple of times,
you just interrupt me.
The fuck did you just say? And then you can tell he's gotten in trouble multiple times, so now he just mouths the words instead of saying it out loud and just lets Bill Paxton do what Bill Paxton does.
And it's nice. It's Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's character, we didn't mention, is not a soldier. He's a fucking PR dude.
Right.
Yeah.
And this really works for this repeated situation works for him because he's used to having to charm people and spin things. So he's seeing how it works. He's seeing what works and what doesn't. When he goes back, he's like, okay, so coming out and trying to tell them what happened didn't work because I sound like a fucking nut bar.
You sound like a
So
loony.
I'm going to go back and now I'm going to try to charm the J Squad. And I'm going to, I'll hide your cards and I'll be friendly and I'll do
Try
this.
to endear
that
yourself
didn't
to
work.
him. Yep.
So now I'm going to go back and do like he's using his PR brain to like try to convince people or to find the best way to get through the situation.
Yeah.
It works really well, and it's funny because this is a movie where he is not good at anything except for kind of bullshitting. Like eventually he is, because if you live through the same battle 2,000 times or whatever, you're gonna get good at it.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got some thoughts on that I was thinking about. But so number one, I love the fact that he's not good at anything. Now he is military, but he's like officer straight out of ROTC, and he's doing PR. So he's the hype man for the US military. But this is a global, basically this is G.I. Joe, and they take a little bit of everybody from all militaries and put them all together, and now you're gonna fight this global threat. I don't know who the fuck he pissed off first off in this movie, and why we never get an answer about that.
I was curious about that because I was like, you were doing a good job. You were all over TV. You're getting people to sign up. Next day, Brendan Gleeson's like, fuck you. You're going to war.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the one major plot point that confused me throughout the movie. Like ultimately it doesn't really matter. It's an action movie, but like it's still a pretty like big thread that it's like, okay, but like, well, yeah, why is he here? Because like apparently he was doing a great job at like recruitment numbers and everything. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because even if the invasion is a disaster, you still need a PR person to try and spin that. And if he's been doing a good job so far, why get rid of him? So like, yeah, there has to be like something else going on that like he gets like, okay, no, you're going to the front lines now. All of a sudden you've had zero fucking training whatsoever. But they're also putting him in a very expensive exosuit. Like those things can't be fucking cheap. And they're like, hey, he has no experience. Let's throw him in one and basically just waste it.
And not tell him how to even turn on the guns.
Not how.
No, can't even turn the fucking safety off.
Look, if I was with him and I'm in charge of teaching him shit, I think I'm going to tell the new guy how not to shoot me in the back when we're running on the field. So maybe not telling him how to turn the safety off is my benefit, not everyone else's. Fuck, he's fat. But that was bugging me. And the more I've thought about this movie, I was just like, whose daughter did he sleep with? Like, who did you fuck over to get put on the absolute front? Like, when Bill Paxton introduces everyone, you're kind of feeling like these are the degenerates that got sent. It's like, these are literally Operation Get Behind the Idiots. Just let them run and take the first wave of bullets. What did you do?
If you're not sure which direction to go, follow the fat guy with no pants on.
I love
that's
guy's
crew, right?
That guy's my favorite. And I was like, oh God, please let this guy keep going. And then when Tom Cruise tries to save him, it's like, yeah, save him. And then finally he went, fuck it, I can't save the fat naked guy, and quit trying to save him. I'm like, oh, I like the fat naked guy. I fucking, he goes, I want to be free. God damn, I love it. It was so good.
It might be one of those things. So I didn't know until I was looking up stuff last night that this is an adaptation of a Japanese, it's not a manga, they call it light something. Light novel.
I had no idea either.
So the guy in that is a soldier, but he's not like a seasoned soldier. He's not a PR guy. So maybe this is one of the things where the writers who were Christopher McQuarrie and then the two guys who wrote Dial of Destiny. So
we don't talk about that.
They didn't know what to do. So they were just like, someone's mad at him. And maybe it is because it's Tom Cruise, he slept with an admiral's daughter kind of thing. Very much Top Gun Maverick, right?
That's kind of where I got the whole story plot was, let's just throw some Top Gun Maverick in this and make that work. The other thing, and you were just bringing it up because he's not good at anything. And he has to go through training eventually when he meets up with Emily Blunt, and we see it, and it's intense and it's hard. He gets better. We see him kind of turn into a badass in this movie, and it's awesome. But in Charlie brain, because I'm thinking about this shit, I'm going, how bad would it suck to have the mental knowledge to do all this cool shit, but none of the muscle or even muscle memory? Because when you restart, you're back in your old body. So even, and we're talking, it's only 24 hours, but still, it's not like you're getting stronger with all of this. It's not like you're getting that much faster with all of this. Your reaction time, because you know the future, it probably appears that way. But I was just like, that's like doing all the work, but none of the gains at the end of the day.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's literally not building muscle. He's not doing anything because his body is resetting.
He is not eating.
It's basically just a memory game.
Yeah. like none of this is happening. I was reading on the trivia and stuff, and they say, well, on film, there's up to 26 time jumps that they show. And I'm like, it fucking felt like a lot more than that. But they said it's alluded to that he's done this upwards of 100 to 1,000 times. That's like a year of your life or more doing this over and over and over again.
Well, it's like because you mentioned this is like Groundhog's Day. And I don't remember the details, but it's like that Groundhog's Day theory that was going around where it's like he did it way more times than we saw in the movie and kind of just became a god at a certain point because he had been doing it tens of thousands of times because there's a point in that movie where he just kind of gives up and just goes through each day. He's like, whatever, let me do a weird thing this day and a weird thing this day, which Tom Cruise only does once in this movie. One day he's like, fuck it, I'm getting a beer. But like,
yeah,
I did like that.
It's that same idea of like, you don't know how many times it's been. So yeah, at the end of this, has he done it 24,000 times? And he's just,
but the thing, talking about him going and getting a beer, which you think is just him like, I'm over this shit, let's see what happens. It's the only time we see the repercussions of that assault day and then London basically getting decimated by the mimics. Like they're going through the was that the River Thames or whatever they call it, whatever the river that's going through
something
there.
like that. Yeah.
And
Thames sounds right.
And they just get annihilated. So now the audience sees what happens if Tom Cruise does stop doing this or does stop trying to. And I love the added thing where he's not technically immortal. He's reliving this day, but we learn that if he bleeds out, which means the blood that's infected leaves his body, he's done. Or as we do, it's a blood transfusion, which is the
if
same
it gets replaced with someone else's blood, because his blood has, which is one of the cooler early parts. Like it's spotty on the special effects, but at the very beginning when he's first going into the battle, which by the way we talked about his running, I just want to mention it real quick. When he's first running in this suit, it's very funny because he's
baby
so
deer.
awkward. He's
it's
just
a
like,
baby deer walking for the first time, and it's awesome. Yeah.
But like he kills that one alpha, which are the big mimics, and it bleeds all over him, and his face melts all blue and shit.
So cool.
And that's how he gets his superpower. For those who didn't watch and don't want to,
yeah,
that's how he gets his time jump power. But like, so he has the alpha blood in him, which connects him to this time power or whatever.
Which
so
only the alphas have. We
his
learned.
blood.
Yeah,
then he's
and that's how the aliens are winning the war. By the way, I don't think we have to explain that the aliens are winning this war because they have this time travel ability, which basically Tom Cruise gets infected with more or less from the alpha blood.
Which is important, I guess, because we've been calling them mimics. But if you watch the trailer or see the movie, you're like, they're not mimicking anything. They look like, party favors. They're like spiraling balls of
they look
rope.
like the thing that goes inside Neo when he first gets the robot that like goes through his belly button and all that bullshit.
Or even like speaking of Matrix, the
twins,
the Sentinels, when they start doing their spinning attacks later on in one of the movies. It's not the first one. It's that kind of thing with all the tentacles flailing around. But they call them mimics because they're like, they know exactly what we're doing. They can predict us. They can follow us. They can react to what we're doing before we even do it, kind of thing. And it's because they've already had that battle.
They're resetting, which we are oblivious to. So it would seem like we're being overpowered.
Yeah.
But it's why they know where this attack is going to go, which is it's the first like theme of what Tom Cruise needs to do. I am going to stop this decimation through this attack because we lose bad. So his main goal is, I need to stop this invasion. I need to stop us from going. That doesn't work because they just keep getting annihilated and annihilated and annihilated. And then when he sees Emily Blunt on the field, which they run into each other the very first time. By the way, helicopter rotor as a fucking sword, like top tier badass weaponry.
And that's something I read about in the trivia that was kind of interesting because I always wondered why she just had a sword. I was like, maybe just because she's a fucking badass that she's supposed to be like this Joan of Arc Valkyrie type of character or whatever. But it's because in the book, I guess, she always ran out of ammo, and that's what caused her to reset. So she was like, fuck ammo. I'm just going to start chopping dudes up.
Don't have to reload an axe, my friend. I'm just saying. That's just how that works. I mean, that's just, where's it? Oh, it's hanging up on the other side. Usually it's behind me. But yeah, so I know that they've had a little bit to play with the not manga, but we'll call it a manga just to make it simple. That there are some of these rules, but it's not an exact retelling of it. Like, it's very changed up just for the movie. But I want to talk a little bit more about Emily Blunt too, because I fucking love her in this, man. There's not many movies I don't like Emily Blunt in, as a person that loves
she's pretty
The Devil Wears Prada. Yeah. So seeing her in this and him seeing her die the first time, because everyone knows her. Like, it says, what is it? Something metal bitch.
The Angel of Verdun.
And the Angel of Verdun.
Angel of Verdun, Full Metal Bitch. She sees it all the time. She comes out basically in Modern Warfare face helmet with the skull imprinted on it, and fucks up another dude because he says something about her and knocks him the fuck out. And then she dies like pretty quick on that battlefield. And he's like, well, I need to save her because she's a good fighter. She's important. And then the one time that she realizes is she's like, "Find me when you wake up." You're like, "What?" Like that one, I didn't know she could do the power either. I thought she would be someone that he latches onto, obviously, because you see her in the trailers and you know she's important. And it's like, how would you keep finding the same person? But it helps the fact that even though he has to explain it each time, she gets it because she's done it so many times. She's like, okay, we've done this before. What do you know? Okay, let's go here now. Because
eventually he just runs up to her and he's like, I've got your thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You and me, same. Let's go. Especially when he goes to talk to the scientist that's hiding in the bunker. And he's like, whoa, you really? He's like, I know. Yes, 2, all that stuff. That guy, we're going to Germany right here. Let's go. What else we got? I fucking loved him just being so fed up. That was probably trip number 407, where he's like, fuck, come on, just snap through here. I ain't got all day. I literally don't have all day. Let's go.
But Emily Blunt is cool. She's good at playing this like cold bitch character because like she wants to win the war and that's what's important. But like when she's she's like, okay, I'll train you. Every time you die, just come back, remind me that we did this and we'll do it again. We get like a training montage, except for unlike most training montages, it's a training montage of murder. It's like when Tom Cruise like gets thrown by this training robot and he's like, I think I broke my back, and she just shoots him in the face. And then like he's crawling around with broken legs. He's like, no, I can get back up. She's like, nope, sorry. Blam. Just very funny.
That leads into finding out why she's doing that, because that's when she tells him, like, if you get just hurt, bleed out or something like that, you're going to lose this power. You know, you have to be dead. You have to be basically intact, which I guess they never really go into it, but wouldn't, if he got blown up, also count as losing all the blood in your body? You know, because it'd be like nothing.
I think it's specifically a transfusion, because I think he still has to be alive, but lose that blood, like that alien blood. So once the alien blood is like transfused out of his body,
but
then
he's still alive.
he loses the power.
Yeah, because
but if he's
because he's running around an awful lot around explosions, where I'm like,
yeah.
This actually gives me. I just had a thought.
Yeah.
So if they go through and they're successful and they win and he doesn't die and he's still got the power in his blood, they finish the war, they do all this stuff. When he dies of old age, do they just go back to the beginning of the war and he's like, fuck? Or does he have to like he finishes the whole war and then he just goes in, he's like, give me a blood transfusion. The hospital's like, we don't just do that. And he's like, go ahead and just do it, please.
Isn't that basically a Rick and Morty episode when he gave him the pause button where he could jump, but he thought it was a reset? So every time he would do something, and then he lived a really nice life, and then somebody hits the button and he resets all the way back to the beginning. That would fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. And let me tell you, that's what I thought happened at the end of this fucking movie. And it's going to be my biggest negative to this movie is we'll talk about the final battle, but basically they win. Okay. We know they're going to win. Why didn't they leave it where they were setting it up? Where Emily Blunt's like, I'm going to lead this one away. You're going to go kill the Omega. None of us are getting out of this alive, but we will stop everything. Like, the invasion won't happen. These things will stop. We're done. We win. I'm like, okay, do it. And they go and they do it. She distracts the Alpha. He goes for the Omega, blows up the Omega, which is awesome. I love the pins. Just lets them float up in the air. Badass.
Yeah.
Always a good reveal to be like, and there's the pins.
Oh, it was like Independence Day, you know, it's like, peace, you know, just.
It's actually, I just rewatched for the first time in ages the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, the Spielberg one.
He does the same
thing happens in that. Yeah.
they tractor beam up and it's just nothing but grenades with the pins pulled. But that ending, and it blows up the Omega, and you see all the mimics kind of freeze and dissolve and, you know, end game out of there. I wanted the fucking credits to roll. But when he absorbs the Omega's blood and we are sent to a whole new timeline back at the beginning, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I wanted it to be after all that to happen if he was going to come back to life.
But
like it kept him alive.
I mean, I agree with you, but I think what they're trying to do is, since it was the Omega blood and not an Alpha, like, yes, timeline reset, but then they're also talking about like, wow, we're being able to beat these guys. Something weird happened, so they don't have the Omega anymore. So now they can actually win because they don't just get reset every day.
And see, it just
But
asks
there was
more
another
questions.
ending.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a darker ending. It was actually kind of really fucked up. It's like
Yeah.
when they're in that drop ship on the way to the last battle, and he's like, you know, if you get caught by an Alpha, you have to take one for the team, because if you kill it, we'll be right back here having this conversation again, and we're not even going to know it. And then apparently during the fighting, one of the soldiers gets separated, confronted by an Alpha, and kills it. And then they cut to them in the helicopter giving that same speech. And then when he has the line towards the end, you can bet they'll have a plan for killing us all. The helicopter starts getting shot at because now the mimics know they're coming. So that's a much darker ending where it's like, okay, well, they're going to win now.
I was confused by that. That explains it now, because I was like, isn't this a covert mission? Like they're now like Tom Cruise is untethered at this moment. He got the blood transfusion. They can't sense him. They don't. Basically, he's not a threat to them anymore. And he goes and gets JSOC, and they get that ship, and they go to the Louvre, which is where whatever you want to call it. To
the Louvre is something different in Europe.
Totally different.
They go
they will all now be known as Johns. Robin Hood reference. But I was wondering about that because it was a covert mission, and then all of a sudden they're getting fired on. That makes sense now. They must have filmed it intending to be that fucked up, where it's like, we're gonna fuck it up. Like, just here we go. Now you're reliving it, and it's gonna happen again and again and again without Tom Cruise's power. Now he's stuck like Emily Blunt was stuck, reliving all this stuff. I'm loving what we're talking about here. I can also tell everyone's fucking confused. Let's hit a commercial break real fast. And I want to talk about some of the favorite stuff in this when we come back.
You want a war? Well, you got it right after this.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus shark? Cocaine shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the shark movie podcast.
Columbia Pictures presents
I May Be Having a Problem.
Bill Murray.
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
In a story about a weatherman who's living life like there's no tomorrow.
Don't drive angry.
Because there isn't.
I am an immortal. I have been stabbed, shot, frozen, electrocuted.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god.
Groundhog Day, rated PG, at theaters Friday.
I didn't come here to talk. Lucky for you, they did.
See, in podcasting, we have our own reset buttons. We can just, let's do this. Let's do that.
Hey, thanks for having me. We're here to talk about Edge of Tomorrow.
That's right. All right. I should.
Oh, I just came here to Edge. I'm in the wrong room.
Hey, damn it, that was funny. I should have just played the intro again right after the commercial break, and then we play it straight the whole time, all the way through. God damn it, that would have been. I don't want to do it now because now it's not as funny. I should have just done it.
Actually, because of that, I read that Tom Cruise apparently had the idea, and they did it, to have 3 different premieres for the movie.
Yeah,
so like repeat. So they premiered the movie 3 times on the same day. And Emily Blunt was like, it's a great idea. It's fun and all. But all Tom had to do was wear a fucking suit. I had to change my hair, change my dress, change my everything else every fucking time. And it was a lot of work. But yeah, they premiered the movie 3 times on the same day.
That's
which is
cool.
Well, it's kind of silly though, because it's kind of a missed opportunity. Because like she could have just worn the same dress, because then it's like literally like repeat. Like that's
exactly.
like a totally missed opportunity on all of their parts to not even fucking think of that.
Her PR manager is throwing a fit if that's what would have happened. She'd just be like, what's the point then? What's the point then? No, that sounds like a very Tom Cruise thing. Speaking of, this is a very once I got done watching it, this is a very Tom Cruise movie. Like I got done with this going, I honestly, this doesn't need to be a huge, strong action star or Jason Statham. What's the job? Take out the mimics, live it over and over again. I got the job. You know, it doesn't work like that. Tom Cruise, though, one, he's charismatic, so you kind of believe that he can talk his way back through everything over and over and over again. And it just works. And he's not supposed to be buff or the super soldier until he needs to be the buff super soldier. I still love that scene because to everyone else, it's still that first day. He's still a deserter. He's still, you know, a piece of shit. And he saves JSOC when they're in that like burrow, that foxhole, and he's running that fucking circle, blowing the mimics away around him. And fucking Bill Paxton and everybody's like, was that fucking guy? Was that him? What the fuck is going on?
The one dude's like, what's that new guy's name again?
The dead guy in a suit. Like they kept making the same joke to him over and over again into the drop ship. But talking about the funniest things when we talked about it at the beginning, when he realized he needed to figure out how to get to Emily Blunt, because he's stuck in boot basically. And he's also a deserter. So like Bill Paxton has told everyone, keep an eye on him. He is your he's your dog. Keep up with him. If he shits on the lawn, I'm hitting you with the newspaper. That's basically what Bill Paxton does to this entire group. So he has to figure out how to get to Emily Blunt. And they're doing the run during PT. And he's like, he sees where she's at. Okay, that's where she's at. Resets again. Okay, I got to figure out how to get over there. Although these vehicles drive past me. Okay. He resets. He's like, okay, now I can get in trouble. I need to be doing push-ups so I'm on the ground when these trucks come by. Okay, reset. We get to that. He's doing push-ups. He's smart-mouthing Bill Paxton, which is hilarious. 50, sir? I'm on it. And he's like, Bill Paxton, yeah, 50 sounds. What the fuck is wrong with you? Everybody do 50 now. Everybody's doing push-ups. And you see that one APC go by and then that big ass truck and you know what Tom Cruise is going to do. And you're like, all right, let's see what you got. And he fucking rolls and does the second roll and gets caught under the fucking back tire. And the camera doesn't show it, but it stays long enough for Bill Paxton to walk over and go, the fuck are you doing, soldier? And then it cuts and he wakes up the next day because you're like, he done got his ass run over. And then you start putting it together that he has done this multiple times, trying to get the timing right to roll under this truck. Because you know that second he does it right, he's like, fuck yeah. And then gets up and takes off running. But I did read that one little piece of trivia that everyone was kind of like, well, that kind of seems like it's like he should have been dead. Why are we seeing Bill Paxton? Because the second Tom Cruise dies, he's gone and the camera cuts. And someone was like, oh, he was still slightly alive after the truck ran over him. And Bill Paxton goes, what's wrong with you, soldier? And then it cuts. I'm like, that's funnier. That makes it even better. I don't need to see crushed Tom Cruise.
Even
the
if
picture
it's not,
in my head.
Even if it's not that, it's a movie thing. Stay long enough to get the funny line out of Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And it does turn Emily Blunt into basically a psychotic killer as you watch this movie. To her, she's only killing him one time. We've watched her do it 5, 10, 15 times every time he fucks up. Bam! Because then later in the movie, she's like, all right, this isn't working, and points the gun at him. He's like, wait! Fucking wait, let's try something else. Because she's so over it. She's like, I'm tired. I don't want to be here. I'm hungry. I'm going to shoot you. Let's try it again. I'm like, that's fucked up. That's actually fucked up.
Actually, one of my favorite ones of those is when they go to Brendan Gleeson to try to convince him for the umpteenth time to help them with this idea they have. And they walk out and he gives them the thing they need, this transfusion machine, whatever. Or transponder machine. They walk out and there's all the soldiers surrounding it and holding guns on him. And she knows, like, well, if he gets arrested, he's not going to reset. So she's just like, well, fuck it, blam, and just shoots him in front of all these people.
Blank.
Like, I know everything resets, but for that moment, all those soldiers who were surrounding him were like, what?
it was on that same line where they were like, is there a theory of, are there now multiple branches of dimensions? And she is literally a murderer in most of them because, you know, he's gone. He's going to reset the timeline, but that one keeps going and everyone watched her murder a man in cold blood.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your time travel belief, right? Are they all splitting off into a new universe? There's just a bunch of
I've learned
universes
so
where Emily
much
Blunt's
stuff
in jail.
from movies. Like, is Terminator right? Is Back to the Future right? Is Avengers right? Is Hot Tub Time Machine right? I don't know who's right. Okay, I have no fucking idea, but I'm here for the ride. I don't care. I also like whenever they go to the Gleason character, the general, and she's like, he's not gonna fucking do it. I'm just gonna shoot him again. She says again. And Tom Cruise is like, wait, let me try this one more time because I'm tired of this man's brain splatter landing on my face. You have to imagine all of these little other things that happen in the middle of all these other tries that they keep doing. But it's fucking hilarious, dude. There's moments where I am laughing out loud in this, in the absurdity, in the catching me off guard. Like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. Because if you're going to do this type of movie, be ballsy enough to have fun with it. And they do. There's quite a bit of levity with the fucking dark ass storyline that you're actually following in here. And, you know,
and it's well balanced too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, you could easily get to where you're going. Like anyone else, like I was thinking about this, like you would go insane. That says a lot for Tom Cruise's character. Like you'd go off the deep end immediately. And, you know, I'm guaranteeing he probably did once or twice. Like, he probably did more than just go drink a beer. He probably went, hey guys, watch this, and walked in front of a mimic and let it, you know, blow his head off or something. Or
he's like, you know, there's something interesting I've always wanted to try. I'm going to go do heroin today.
Right. You got any H on him? I've always been curious. Who knows? This might be the timeline that works. Let's try H. Like, no, Tom Cruise.
Oh,
H
no, now
is
the
never
heroin's
the
in my
answer.
blood with the alpha blood. Now time's just going slow.
See, there you go. Mix the time blood with the slow blood, and maybe we'll get through this.
I do love that we kind of get the idea that the one thing he has tried that has not worked for him is he tries hooking up with Emily Blunt. Because there's the one scene, we only see it once, but it's what we talked about earlier where he's clearly already been there. And he's like, maybe I can pass the power to you. And she's like, no, I tried all that stuff. He's like, did you try all of it?
Emotions.
Like, you mean fucking? Yeah, I tried fucking. How many times?
How many times? Boom.
Like
cut.
he's been trying to have sex with her in multiple timelines, and she's like, no.
Can you blame him?
No,
I'm
not
sorry.
at all.
I mean, I like me some Emily Blunt. That's Mary Poppins. But dude, when he first meets her and she's doing that goddamn yoga pose, and you're just like, holy shit. She has to be awesome at everything she does because she has to beat the fuck out of every guy in that military right now because I'm like, good Lord. Like, that's just not fair to everyone else on the planet. But no, it was, you see that. And I love that dynamic of, I think one of you guys said it earlier. He is falling in love with her and she only spends 24 hours with him at a time.
Yeah.
And even though she understands what he's going through, it's still just 24 hours, you know, and I'm sure she dealt with that with the guy she was, Hendrix. You know, she was probably in love. It sounded like she was in love with him too when she talks about it. She was very protective of him. And that's probably who she tried to transfer the power. Let's just try it. Just see if it works. But to also just kind of be thinking about that too, whenever you're kind of mulling this movie over going, damn, that's, you know, it's like loving someone that you can, you know, never get to or touch or anything like that, but you have to see them every day. And then you have to watch them die or you die and everything resets again. And you got to go over and over. It's kind of like, what is it, Adam Sandler in 50 First Dates, where you have to keep going and seeing Drew Barrymore and seeing if she would fall in love with him every time, whether it was fated. It's kind of like a little bit of that where he's kind of like, let me see if I see that sparkle she had for me that one time that we were talking about something. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm good. I'm going to try this line now. Cause you can tell he's doing that in that one where they're in the car. Cause he's like, yeah, you told me about that. You told me about your brother. Yep. You told me about this. The middle name confused me though. So he says, you told me your middle name, but it was wrong. Because later she tells him, she's like, my middle name is actually Rose. That never comes up again in the movie.
I think so. She says at that point when he's like, "You told me your middle name was Peyton." She's like, "That's not my middle name." But she also says, "I was probably just fucking with you," because she knows everything's resetting.
She was just trying to
she's just telling him stuff now to fuck with him for later, I think. And then that's why at the
Yeah.
end she's like, "Here's my real middle name," because now she's like, "This is probably it for us. I do care for you, not the way you care for me, because I just met you, technically."
See,
But here's my real middle name.
I thought it was almost like for her, like a code that she would only know. Like if he comes to me and says, my middle name's Rose, because this is right after she fucking tries to get in the helicopter again and fucking crashes and dies. And she has that last breath to say it. I was like, is that like her own message to herself? That it's like, I trust this man so much. I've told him my actual middle name, so that if he says it again to her, she'd be like, oh fuck, I guess I need to listen to exactly what he's saying.
Yeah,
That's what my mind went to.
Yeah, I see it that way too, and I think that's what I was kind of getting around. Just I didn't say it correctly, but like,
no, you're
she
fine.
told him a fake middle name, and then so when he tells her that, she's like, "Oh, so I was still just fucking with this guy."
Right.
Now, when he comes to her and says your middle name is Rose, she'll be like, "Oh well, I don't tell anybody that because I'm big, tough, full metal bitch. I don't want people to know my name is Rose."
I think I wanted that brought back up, even if it was at the last mission or something, like when they get ready to go do the assault themselves, and he brings it, because he never brings it up again, and it was kind of bugging me a little bit.
Yeah,
this movie is also, you can't catch your breath in this movie. Like if you don't breathe when he wakes up and gets called maggot, there's no other time to breathe in this movie, it feels like, because you're just like, oh fuck, what's happening now? Oh fuck, what's happening now? And then when he loses the power, the beauty of this movie is now I'm on edge. We're edging. But now I'm like, okay, now the stakes matter, because this whole movie, there's no stakes other than, is he gonna win? Are they going to catch the Omega? How many funny more times can I watch Tom Cruise die? Now it's like, he's got one shot. He gets hit by a fucking car. It's done. Like everything, like we're a finite being, but most of us live our days not dwelling on that. If you lost the power to know that I'm going to come back tomorrow, you're living that one day going, who the fuck are you? What do you got in your pocket? Put your keys down. No, I don't want cherries. I might choke. No, none of that shit. I might be allergic to that. I don't know. Is it peanuts? I'm not allergic to them, but I might be.
Living like it's Final Destination.
I like that you said he might get hit by a car, because the first time he sees Emily Blunt, like when he's trying, or not the first time, but one of the early times, he's like, "Hey, Emily Blunt, you told me," boom, bam, taken out by a car. I'm like, look left and right. Look left and right.
He ragdolled on that hit too, which is awesome. But I will say this. I am actually looking forward to watching this movie again, because I know I didn't catch everything. I know there's probably a ton more stuff I can pick up on. I do love, though, at the end of it now, I'm kind of able to focus a little bit more. Dude, whenever they get shot down and JSAC is out there taking out the perimeter, they're getting everybody ready, and they go, well, we still got to get across this waterway to get into the Louvre. We're not going to get there in time. And he goes, we're going to use that. The thing they just crashed, he goes, engines probably still work. Let's use it like a fucking rocket. I'm sitting there going, yes, Tom Cruise, I am with you right now. Get in the crashed ship and use it like a rocket. And that's what they fucking do. They get in this thing and rocket towards you. You got the one guy strapped into the miniguns into the side, just fucking blow. Like there's gunfire everywhere. I goddamn love this movie for just the sheer amount of bullets and carnage and chaos that is happening everywhere, all while also keeping me like on the edge of my seat, where I'm like, the fuck? Oh, are they going to do it? Oh, what happened? When he falls in that water with the exosuit on, you're kind of like, this is taking forever. He can't breathe. He can't die. He's not going to come back. Live, Tom Cruise, live. Just and he pops up out of the suit. I really got into this movie towards the end of it. I'm also watching this with my oldest son, and he's locked in. He's like, oh shit. Like we're laughing at the same shit, like really intense in it. And both of us had the same complaint at the end going, the fuck was that ending? Like that made no sense whatsoever. Everything else was cool. All of it, beginning, middle, end, like all the way up to that point. Awesome.
Well, and
stupid ending.
Yeah, you know, they tried to Hollywood up the ending. Like,
They
like I
did.
said, there was the darker one, but also I read with that, Christopher McQuarrie said in some interview or something, he's like, it was Tom's idea to have like the happier ending, but also he's like, at that point, what you were just talking about, people are exhausted. So having this really downer ending after you've gone through all this and you're exhausted from sitting still watching a movie, then you have this downer ending. It's like, well, fuck. And I mean, I appreciate a downer ending. I've watched plenty of like European movies, and Chinese movies always end sadly.
Just watch Rogue One, sci-fi, tons of action, downer ending. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, you can still do a happy ending of we won, but bringing Tom Cruise back, which we also now believe. See, that was my problem. Tom Cruise comes back. I don't know exactly what timeline we're in because everything's changed. He's landing like he did at the beginning. He's greeted by the same person he was at the beginning, but there are little changes everywhere. Does he go and try to find Emily Blunt? Has the timeline changed so much that she never got that power and she has no fucking idea what he's talking about? Like, you're just kind of like, you've now just made this way more convoluted than they died, cut. They go to the invasion happens and the mimics are gone. Or even let it be in the middle of we're about to land, all the mimics disappear. And everyone lands safely in their exosuits. I get my fat naked guy back and he's just sitting there going like, "What? I got nothing to shoot at." And let it fucking end on Bill Paxton just kind of be like, "Son of a bitch," and just cut the credits. Just something. There's your Hollywood ending, and I still got my downer, but self-sacrifice Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt to save the world. Like, let the man sleep, even in death. He hasn't slept in 3 years, apparently, or some bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah.
This movie is a thinker. This movie was easy enough to follow. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong if you've not seen this movie and now you're like, "Oh, I don't want to be confused." You're not. I'm just looking at all of the storylines they didn't tell us. You know, whenever you're talking about a movie on a podcast, now we can all have different ideas, different thoughts. When I got done with this movie, I was satisfied. I was like, wow, fucking well done. Now I've slept on it. I've had the day to think about it. I'd be like, well, what am I going to talk about? What points do I want to make sure I bring up? And then that opens up other doors that we're talking. Then that makes it a little bit more interesting to me where I want to watch it again. But this movie is definitely a satisfying movie. Like, it's enjoyable. It's rated high. And like Steve said, it's criminally underrated. That word gets thrown around a lot. I say it. I'm guilty of it. This is truly an underrated movie. Like, I really, you look it up, and I would hope this movie is under the definition of underrated.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when I went on Letterboxd after watching it that it's a 3.8 out of 5 on there, which doesn't sound amazing or whatever, but like for a mid 2010s action movie, that's pretty high because I've watched a decent amount of mid 2010s action movies recently, and they're usually the best you're going to see is like a 3.3, you know, whatever. You scale that up to 10, you can see the difference is bigger, but like almost a 4 for a mid 2010s Tom Cruise sci-fi alien goopy movie. That's a pretty good fucking score. So people have, maybe they didn't like it then because it didn't do well in America. At least it did great worldwide.
Yeah.
But so people have maybe reevaluated it. Maybe Tom Cruise just endeared himself to more people like he did to me. So now I went back and watched it.
I think that's
Yeah.
possibility.
You know, because like I like I said, I was not a fan for a long time. I don't know why. I think it's just him personally. I was like, this guy's
That was my issue. I was the
wrong
same way,
kind of
exactly the
crazy.
same way.
After we watched him jump up and down on Oprah's couch, and then all
Yeah.
the other bullshit, and then the Scientology stuff came out, that really kind of hurt him. Now you're going to get people like me that grew up with Days of Thunder, Top Gun, you know, all of those movies where it's like he was really good then. He's still technically good. He's just weird as shit. And now we're getting awesome movies where he's really pushing the envelope. It's like, you know, I've been on the cruise train for life basically, but I also understand the popularity, the ebb and flow. My wife can't stand
I mean,
him,
you can't
know.
deny like he is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to like Hollywood stars and as far as making entertaining movies. Are they all good? No, but are they entertaining?
No.
I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, he entertains the hell out of us with his stunts, and just like the caliber of movies that he
He's
does.
ballsy
You do
as
see a
well.
lot of movies.
Yeah.
Very ballsy, yeah. And like they do a lot of things practically in their movies as well. Or if not, then the CGI is like top notch above anything that like Marvel is doing right now, where they've just like, we're just gonna put out like half-ass CG and then like it's fine.
Backwards. Yeah,
Exactly. And that's
we
driving
didn't
me
even
nuts. So like watching cruise movies, I'm like, yeah, like this is what I want out of an action movie. I'm like, it doesn't need to be like top caliber all the time if it's like an absolutely insane action movie, but like for what he gives us, it's really fucking good most of the time. Entertaining anyways.
Yeah. And I mean, I was there's things I've been a fan of forever. I grew up with Top Gun. I loved that. I loved the original Mission Impossible. I think it was around the time 2 came out, and then there was some other stuff. And then I just kind of like, and then that's when he started being crazy in public, and I just kind of started moving away from it because I was like, I just don't really care. You do what you do. You're already a fucking billionaire or whatever you are.
Yeah.
You don't need my $7.
Yeah.
But like $7, remember those days? But like,
yeah,
I think it was one of the later Mission Impossibles. I was like, this looks kind of wild. I'm gonna go back and watch all those again. Still not a huge fan of 2, but man, those things just get crazier and crazier and crazier. And then so I started watching a bunch of his other stuff that I had missed, and I'm like Minority Report was awesome, and I thought that was gonna suck. War of the Worlds I saw in theaters, but I don't know what the policy is on this one. But my mind was changed in a way when I went to the theater. So I loved it, but I was seeing things that weren't on screen. Let me put it that way. So I was like, that movie probably sucked, you know. And like, I went back now and reevaluate a lot of that, and I was like, you know what? He was actually good this whole time. I don't know what I was
Dakota Fanning is the most annoying fucking part of that movie because she screams for 2 fucking hours straight.
Yep. I mean, it's probably realistic, but I saw that one in theaters
Sure.
too, and that's what it was. There was a moment, even being a fan of him, where it's like, I think I tried to watch Eyes Wide Shut, and I was like, the fuck is this? Like this, I don't get this. This is not for me. And then you would do like movies like Vanilla Sky and shit like that, and I'm like, all right, Tom Cruise, you do your artsy fartsy shit. I'm gonna take a break for a little while. And then, like you said, you got into the Minority Report, War of the Worlds, Oblivion, those kind of movies. You're like, oh, sci-fi Tom's pretty fucking cool. And then Mission Impossible is just where it puts you over that edge where you're like, this motherfucker's badass. It's like, he's keeping the action genre alive almost, like doing these outrageous stunts. We barely talked about it, and you brought it up with the CG and stuff. 90% of this movie with the exosuits was practical. They're wearing these suits physically.
Yeah, they were originally going to do it CG, and Tom Cruise was like, no, that's fucking stupid. And like, I don't remember now. I read the trivia and I don't remember it, but it was like he went and talked to some people and figured out how to do them practically so that people could still move and look like they weren't wearing a big rubber suit or plastic suit or whatever. You know, like
they don't look like Sigourney Weaver in the Power Loader, you know, which is very easy to do. But they also,
he went to 2 months before they started filming to research how to make these suits and whatnot. And I think they were like 80 to 90 pounds, these suits as well.
Yeah. Which was hard for Emily Blunt, but not most people, because I read that she was bitching about it. He's like, quit being a pussy. And that's like, they kind of bonded over this moment of Tom Cruise telling her not to be a pussy. And I was like,
if they had done them CG, it would have just been a bunch of Mark Ruffalo in Avengers Infinity War running around with a little stupid head popping out of his suit. Or better, because it's a mech suit, the general guy in the Matrix Revolutions, where it's like, that guy's not in that thing.
He's not, but it's still one of the greatest moments in the Matrix.
But it looks, the composite between the real human and that CG suit looks so bad. And if that was your whole movie, like it would be your whole movie.
See,
in this case.
You're bringing up a good point, because we were talking about how Tom Cruise moves at the beginning of this movie. If he was just being filmed, or if he was walking on stilts, it wouldn't have had that lumbering, awkward movement to him, and it would have come through as the audience. We're like, that doesn't look right. But knowing he's in this thing, and it's bulky and it's big, and how he's trying to maneuver, it's real, because that's what he's doing. So it just immerses you even better, which is to its credit. And I like that they wanted something that was heavy, that showed that these humans could stand up to these aliens, a bit super powered, but also still keeping the humanity to them. Because we were talking about, I mentioned Neil Blomkamp. When you watch Elysium, his exosuit's super thin. It's just mostly just kind of augments his strength a little bit with mostly hydraulic cylinders and moving around, which we got that now. Apparently you can get like ones for warehouses that help you with lifting and, doing shit. They're expensive as hell, but they don't also make you feel like you can stand up to a fucking 30-foot tall alien that's annihilating everyone. These suits felt like little mini tanks, little mini pieces of armor, and each one has been customized. I also noticed, and I think it's because I still don't know how he did it, but Emily Blunt's exosuit was awesome, because she's got the normal exosuit, but then she has the arms that pop up like fucking Mecha Spider-Man with the guns and stuff. Tom doesn't have that at the beginning. He's in a basic suit, but by midway through, where he turns into Super Tom, he's wearing one like hers. And I'm like, did no one question you where you're on the drop ship? Like, why are we putting him in the cool one? Like, he's the new guy. Why does he get the awesome one with extra guns in the back, that protect him like Doc Ock? I want that one. And I kept looking back through the pictures, and I'm like, he doesn't have that in the first couple. Like, he only gets that later on when he's like equal to Emily Blunt in fighting. And I was like, again, I've watched it too, and thought about it too much. Now I'm trying to think about it. And it's like, shut up, Charlie. It's cool. And we wanted him to have Spider-Man arms. And I'm like, okay, fair.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I mean, I assumed it was just like, he told Emily, because you show them trying to plan their assault, because it's like, okay, this guy comes from the left, and that guy, like you're playing an old video game and it's the exact same every time. So she's like, we're gonna get you super arms, but how is everybody else gonna react to that? Like the shoulder guns. I mean, like,
yeah, because
I didn't think about how everybody else on the ship is like, that guy doesn't even know how to turn the safety off. Why does he have super guns?
We're poking some holes here, because now you got my brain going. So it's still his first day. He's been put under command of Bill Paxton and his group. He teams up with Emily Blunt to turn into this badass, but to get to the battlefield, he still has to get on the drop ship to be dropped off there. But there's multiple times his crew, his team, has had to come and find him, to where he's so good at dodging them. He's like, fuck off. Look, I can do it blindfolded. Can't touch me. I'm John Cena in this bitch. I'm done. Did he not get in trouble right before he got on the boat? Like, who's not questioning him on what is he doing? I'm poking holes in this thing now. I'm poking holes. Movie's cool. I think we get into the things. Let's do the things.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies. Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
I got done watching this movie going, this is going to be fucking impossible. I didn't even Google it, as I was just like, that's going to open up a rabbit hole I'm never going to come out of. Then I got thinking about it today. Like, what do? I got to do a body count. You know what? as much as I hate the end of this movie, the body count's 0. Nobody dies because he got sent all the way back. We don't count anything we haven't seen, so there's war going on, but but even though Tom Cruise has died 300 to 1,000 times, Emily Blunt dies every time he goes. His crew dies every time he goes. The world dies every single time. At the end of this movie, he blinks back to a new timeline and no one dies. So the technical body count is 0 for Live, Die, Repeat. That's the only way I can rationalize doing a body count on this movie.
But we do get to at least see Tom Cruise die 26 times. So if you're on the fence about watching it and you don't like Tom Cruise, take that to heart. You get to watch him die 26 times.
I never thought of that, and I love that. That's how I'm going to get Pete to watch this movie. Pete, you don't like Tom Cruise. You're going to love this movie. But guess what? This is also why I have the other bit where we get to talk about our favorite death.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
So with that in mind, we can still talk about some cool-ass deaths. Derrick, what's your favorite death in Live, Die, Repeat?
I was having trouble thinking about this last night, and then I just went to bed. It's between two. I like Tom Cruise's first death. I wasn't a fan of the melty CG, but I love that he grabs a claymore, puts it on his chest, blows up this alpha, and then just melts. Very cool to just like say, fuck it, I'm putting an explosive on my chest. And then my other one is kind of off camera. It's him rolling under the truck. Just
like you're in my brain, dude. You're in my brain. I'm like, I know someone's gonna pick one or both of the ones I was thinking. Steve, what about you? What's your favorite kill?
Yeah, so I would not argue like the two that Derrick said are probably like the best ones. But my favorite one, the one that just I don't know why that always gets me, is when he pushes the like fat naked guy out of the way to save his life, but then he is immediately crushed in the same way that the fat guy was supposed to get crushed. It happens so fast, and because you think for a quick second, like, yeah, he's done something good, and then bam, he's dead. It's just like such like a slapstick moment. I love it. But like the truck one is probably like one of the best ones in the movie, but it's just that one just makes me laugh every time.
That was in my top 3 as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
I told you guys that guy's like my favorite secondary or third whatever character because I fucking love the idea of him. And it's so early on that obviously it's what he would try to do. Like, if I can't stop us going, let me save as many people as I can. And in doing so, he gets fucked up and he has to do it over again. And then he finally gets fast enough, and it's finally, he's able to save him. But like I said, it's funny because eventually he just quits trying. He's like, fuck it. You won't fucking move.
That's actually, that guy is one of my favorite times when Tom Cruise comes back and he's trying to convince them he knows them. This is Kimmel. He goes balls out, literally.
He runs around. He's like, he's doing the whole thing where he's like, I'm not even looking at you. And he knocks the other guy down and he goes, I believe you, man. It's like, it's cool, man. Don't do that. Don't do that voodoo shit to me. That I believe you. Derrick nailed exactly the two I was thinking of. Fat guy is also my third one. So I'm just going to be a little bit different. And I always love a good hero sacrificial death. And it's the two other JSOC members who are left on the ground when they're trying to propel the ship to the Louvre. And they're up against the fuel tanker. And they basically run out of ammo. And they're just like, fuck it. These things come running in. They blow explosives. He has the Claymore, comes back because he still has it. And fucking Claymores that shit. And that fucking fuel truck just goes off. The explosions, even though they're CG, are awesome looking. Like, they don't feel CG when you see them. I'm sure there might have been some real explosions done, some overlapping and stuff, but that's a good hero moment. I really like that. So Awesome. But yeah, Tom Cruise's face melting, even though the CG is a little questionable, was fucking awesome. Whenever you're not expecting, because you're like, how is he going to get this power? Holy fuck, that's how he got the power.
Oh, he strapped a bomb to his chest. Neat.
That was, I was just like, that's fucking cool as shit. Number one, he knew what a claymore was. Two, he could read front to enemy, and it's like equal and opposite reactions there, bud. It may throw ball bearings that way, but then it crushes your chest. Oh man, yeah, good kills, good kills. All right, let's rate this bad boy. And like the OG show, we rate on Al Leong's here. I think Al Leong could take on the mimics. I think Al Leong. Would Al Leong be one of the mimics? Because he's always one of the bad guys. You just see this Al Leong looking alien motherfucker come running. I'd run too.
He comes running at you, spinning around. His hair is out like they're tentacles. Just
it's like he's got knives in his hair, like that.
It's his hair going one way and his beard going the other way.
Like, got a Nestle Crunch bar in his hand, running at you. So, yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, we're gonna rank Edge of Tomorrow. Steve, what are you ranking Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow?
Honestly, with how much enjoyment I get out of this, I'm going with a solid 8. I think this is a solid 8 movie. It's just a lot of fun. And like we said, once this movie starts, it just never stops. Like you are just constantly going. It's constantly moving. It's exactly what you want in an action movie. There's tons of action. And it doesn't stop for any bullshit. Like the romantic angle isn't it's explored just enough where it's not just thrown in there for no reason, but it's not overly explored where it becomes boring and kind of unnecessary. But yeah, so I think a solid 8.
I think you nailed it right there. You get that romantic angle to it, but it doesn't dwell on it, even though it's very important to the story. It's well done. It's extremely well done. Derrick, what about you, bub? What are you ranking Edge of Tomorrow?
I'm going with an 8 also. It's, a ton of good action, ton of fun. But, there are some holes, there are some problems, but not enough to make me dislike the movie. And I just thought about it when Steve was talking about the romantic angle. My co-host Jack always complains and hates quick love in movies, where people meet and within a day they're in love. And I was like, kind of that's what's going to happen in this movie, right?
It does, but
he's in love with her, but she's never actually met him. He's going to go meet her for the first time and be like, I love you.
Yeah. Hey, I know where this certain mole is on your body. How would I know that?
Hey, Rose.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Rose code. That means panty drop immediately. Oh, he said Rose? Oh, we're tight then. We're good. That's awesome. Well, that leaves me. You guys are right in the neighborhood. I got done watching it last night, and I was like a solid 8.5. I gave it the half. I would be like a 9, maybe 9.5 had they went with the darker ending. I think I would have still preferred that. My son, he was like solid 8, so he's in the same boat as you guys. I mean, kind of for the same reasons. He's just had some questions on certain things. I give it that extra 0.5 though, because a lot of the questions I've got now, I've had since I've had time to think about it, and then as we're talking. So if I'd had all those questions immediately, I'd probably be at an 8. But I added the bullet factor, the fun factor, and how many times I got to watch him die, and it was entertaining. So yeah, I'm giving this a solid 8.5. Glad it's in my collection. The 4K looked awesome watching it last night. Definitely a movie that benefited from it. The face melt was a little goofy, but honestly, it was such a shock to see it. It didn't bother me. I was like, yeah, melt that fucking face. It's awesome. But yeah, solid movie all the way around. I'm glad you guys jumped on here to cover this with me. It was a lot of fun. And speaking of, we are still in the month of action. And these guys are part of it as well. Steve, why don't you tell everybody what your month of action movies are this month?
So I'm doing one movie this month, and it's going to be the Australian shark attack thriller Beast of War.
Ooh, I've heard of that one. I need to watch that.
It is. Spoilers. I highly recommend it. It's a really good fucking movie. They used a practical shark. I mean,
Well,
it's a World War II. It's basically like I'm going to mention it in the episode. Derrick and I talked about the USS Indianapolis. It's basically a better version of that movie, except it's just one shark, but it just looks way better.
Right. And that's for everyone that doesn't remember. Steve likes to come on here when we don't talk about sharks. It's the only time he's doesn't have to worry about salt water or anything like that. So it's a nice.
The last guest episode I did was Forgotten Video Store, and he does reviews on made up movies. So it's kind of like an improv thing.
Wow, I saw that you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, so the movie we talked about was called The Goon Cave, and it was about competitive gooning. And now I'm on here talking about edging. So I've kind of got a bit of an image for myself right now that I maybe need to move away from.
That, or you're going to need to start a different kind of fan service site.
Well, that's true.
That a little bit.
Yeah, maybe it's just open some more doors for me.
Here's Captain Steve, our sharks and jerking off expert. Steve?
We're not here to kink shame. And Derrick is also doing the month of action with us. What are you guys doing over at Bad Movies Worst People?
So this month we mostly decided to change the bad part. We're just going by action movies worst people. We're doing a bunch of big budget, super awesome action movies, and also one garbage movie that a friend of ours brought to us. I mean, we've had a couple guests. We had Pete on talking about RoboCop.
Yep.
We've got you on, Charlie, this month, the last one of the month, about True Lies,
the finale.
Which I'm loving hearing the clips from True Lies and all your little drops. Like
I like
they
the
were all
movie.
bad. But so yeah, we have Independence Day, RoboCop, FDR, American Badass, and True Lies. And you can hear how I felt about FDR, American Badass, by the way I say it.
I think you brought Pete on the wrong episode, though, because he was very giddy when you mentioned FDR on the RoboCop episode.
He sent me a message shortly after we watched it, and it was like something from the movie, and I didn't respond right away. And he's like, "Oh, you haven't watched it yet?" And I was like, "No, I watched it. I watched it."
I was like, "I watched it," and that's why I didn't respond.
While we were sitting here talking about it, I mentioned that it was like $4 to buy on Amazon or something. Jack went and bought it while we were having the conversation. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But yes, we are talking about action movies all month, all over the main feed and on our Patreon. Action.
Absolutely.
We go whole hog.
They show the full Monty over there when it comes to action. And speaking of all the other podcasts that are going, I have my list in front of me, and this is everyone else that's participating. We have the leaders: Give Me Back My, B Action, Flicks and Friends, The Baron's Hideout, Old Man Brad, The Terror of Tomb of Terrors. That's what it is. He yelled at Dustin for not putting it all the way on there the other day, and I laughed because I love it when Dustin gets yelled at. Dissect That Film, Bad Movies, Worst People, Geeks with Beards, Screams from the Basement, Spoils of Horror, A Cut Above Horror Movie Review, Captain Steve and the Bucket of Chum podcast, Movie Dumpster, Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, Lucha Steve, Surge, Brainbuster Video, After Hours Cinema Review with Anna and Pete, Crap for short, B Movie Brain, The Monster Zone, Video Villa, Pizza Bone, and a special appearance by the official Joey C, who came on for our Marked for Death episode. So he got inaugurated into the month of action. So that is everyone participating this year. It's been awesome. We're recording this about midway through. This will come out towards the end where we'll be rounding out the month. But it has been awesome. I'm trying to listen to everyone's, but so many have dropped kind of like at the same time. At the beginning of the month, I go full on. And I'm like, yeah, here's this episode and this one. I'm starting early, go. And everyone else is like, we'll get there. And then it's like one day there was like 5 episodes dropped from all the other shows. I'm like, I got a lot of catching up to do. You got to listen to everybody's episodes. But it's a lot of fun. We're having a blast. Also, if you guys are listening, you have heard that we now have Patreon for the Give Me Back My podcast. And we are doing a new show over there. Me and Dustin and Mickey are doing Drawn to Action, which is basically hyper-violent R-rated movies that got made into kid-friendly cartoons. The Rambo series is quite possibly the greatest fucking thing ever put to celluloid animated film. Every episode has been like the greatest action movie I have ever watched. And I get super hyped and like I'm ready to run up and down the driveway as a kid would have back in the day watching that. I understand why the parents group turned it off. It wasn't the violence. They just couldn't get their kids to shut the fuck up. They were just having too much fun. So yeah, we are doing that. That is a Patreon only show, but we did drop the very first episode as a free preview on our stream. So if you get a chance to check it out, go listen to it wherever you want on podcasts. It's also on the YouTube because we do it as a video file, so you can see us. We play the intros and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and our rating system is based on cereal and not like we don't just pick 3 cereal and use them over and over again. We'd really deep dive into some cereal recipes and antics, and it's a lot of sugar induced comas at the end of the show. So it's a lot of fun. So please go check us out over at Patreon, but if not, just keep listening to us over on all of the other sites that you listen to, Spotify, all those. And you can also find my wonderful co-host that joined me tonight on those same places on Spotify, Apple. I think all of us are on Instagram. That's where we're the most active normally, right, boys?
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, just be looking for Bad Movies, Worst People, Captain Steve, Bucket of Chum podcast. Search all of us. We're all sharing each other's stuff. So if you follow one of us, I know you know about the rest of us. It's not hard to find us. All right. Anybody got anything else? We good?
I'm just wondering if you guys have used the Mr. T cereal rating yet.
I think it's been mentioned, but I don't think we've used it as a rating. So far,
I don't know if that would be a good one or a bad one, but
the greatest box art ever, I think that would almost count. But like the last for this is like a little peek behind. This is going to be, I think, August's Patreon episode. One of my cereal picks was 2 bowls of Captain Crunch because my mom would only let me eat 1 because of the amount of sugar I would consume. So you wait for her to turn her back and fill that. You don't change the milk. You never put fresh milk in it. She'll know. So you save milk. You like ration it. And then you're like, oh, this fucking milk is awesome. Put some more Captain Crunch in there. Not only do you get double the Captain Crunch, now that milk just can't absorb any more sugar whatsoever, and it's just syrup that you're drinking at the end of it. So that should give you a little bit of a taste of what you're going to experience on Patreon. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so everybody go check everybody out. This has been an awesome month of action. I do believe when this one comes out, we have one more. B Action is doing the grand finale for Month of Action. We are ending with Street Fighter starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia. That's a big one. We've been hanging on to this one for a while, and it's not coming out on a Tuesday. It's coming out on a Friday because it's the last day of Month of Action. So, all right, we will see you guys then. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll see you in the Discords.
That was one hell of an action sequence, soldier. I haven't seen shooting like that since the Battle of New Hope. The Month of Action couldn't have done it without you. Mission accomplished.